Alright. What was your ranking in the Army?
Pfc.
Pfc, what's that?
Private first class.
Private first class.
Okay. Where were you fighting?
Where did I fight at?
Yeah.
Where did I end? I was fought in
September. Where'd you first land when you went overseas? Do you remember that?
oh, that's it. I fought in the Hurricane Forest. Hurricane Forest.
Okay.
Like hurricane?
How were you captured?
How was I captured?
Yeah.
I was captured. Oh, is that recording?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I don't know what I can't.
Nobody will hear it but me.
Well, why don't you wait and let me think about it before the recording. Okay, well, okay, I was asking the question then.
How were you captured?
I was captured with our division was captured in the Belgian Bulge.
Okay.
In the Belgian Bulge.
Were you fighting when they captured you? Like, did...
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Were you drafted or enlisted into the Army?
I was drafted.
Okay. How old were you when you were taken prisoner?
I believe I was 23 years old on the field.
Yeah.
23 years old. I had landed in Mars when I left, and I laid on the couch. You was 6 months old.
What were you thinking when they took you prisoner? What went through your mind?
Oh, we talked for 3 days and nights, and see, I didn't sleep and everything, my morale was pretty bad, actually. And it was Christmas time, and it's got food, cakes, and everything from home. And then we had to back in the basement there. And 18th of December. So we got the second food cakes. We got the summoned by the Germans were summoned in to. We had to raise white flags, you know, that we had was surrendering. And the Germans, we could see them coming in through the field with the rifles. And when they got out in there, wow, you know, naturally we had to surrender, have our hands up and have a big white sheet up. So we wouldn't shoot none of it. They come in, and we had to do as they said, you know, they lined up, tied up 5 abreast. The marched us down.
Were you scared?
Oh no, I actually wasn't scared because I don't know why. Now, if that happened here in the United States, I'd have been scared.
Where did they take you?
They took me to Bad Orb prison camp.
Bad Orb?
Yeah, B-A-D-O-R-B. Bad Orb.
Is that one word or 2 words?
That's 2 words. That's Bad Orb. That's the name of it. Name of the prison camp.
Okay. How were you taking? Like, did you walk there, or did they put you in a jeep? Or?
No, I marched there. They had marches.
Okay.
Did you stay 5 in a row when you marched them through there?
5 abreast, yeah.
What were your first thoughts when you got to the camp? Like, what were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking, when was I going to get something to eat?
If you ain't had nothing to eat in a long time, that'd be wondered if they was going to feed you, didn't you?
Yeah.
How would you describe the camp, like what it looked like and how you were, like the conditions of it?
Well, the camp was, what it was a big rock mine. The rock mine where they flashed out rocks. I don't know what to use them for. And it's this big old dry camp, and they worked in there, blasted in there and everything. And they took 7 or 9 of us and put us on a railroad detail. We had to carry railroad tracks on our back. See?
Okay, were you given clean clothes to wear and stuff?
No. I wore the same clothes I had for 4 months and 5 days when I was captain.
Were they buildings there at that camp?
The old German buildings, yeah.
Or buildings like a, one right after the other, sort of like dormitories? Or?
Now this, yeah, no doubt. They was, yeah, there's old, this building that we stayed in.
Yeah.
But, now, this mine is this big thing back in the mountains, see, and the railroad tracks are going in there. It dig back so far, and then they put railroad tracks in there for running their little carts in, bring out rock and everything.
Did you all have to work any in those mines?
Most of them did, worked in the mines, but we had to see what happened. They dig out so much of that thing, then we'd have to put railroad tracks in there, see.
Oh, you just laying the tracks.
We carried railroad tracks when everyone got railroad tracks, see.
Okay. Did you ever receive, like, toiletries, like toothbrush and deodorant stuff to clean up with?
Never did see that.
Well, I'm curious now. You said you were hungry. Do you remember if they gave you something to eat right away, or was it days, or what?
Days. We didn't get nothing to eat for 3 days at least. And then when they give us something to eat, it was a little old can of soup, see. And right here, I wouldn't feed the cat.
Okay, well that takes care of my next question. How were you treated while you were there? Were you like, I mean...
You won't believe it?
Yeah, well.
It's pretty rugged. We'd overnight we'd get a little old piece of bread that we called sawdust bread. They said that they made it out of sawdust, I don't know what it was. But we'd, most of us, I'd admit, you take me myself, I'd eat every bit of my bread as soon as I got it. But the guys that with me, they'd chip off a little piece of bread and put it up, save it when they got a little more hungry, and somebody steal it from them too.
Who would steal it from them, like the soldiers or the other prisoners?
Yeah, the prisoners that is with us, you know, they'd steal from each other. But
when you think of people real hungry, you hear stories of them eating bugs and things like that. Did y'all ever do anything like that?
I never did either. Not like that, no.
Did other people around you, like, would they do that?
Not that I know of, they probably would.
Okay. What did you do all day? Like, what kind of stuff did they make you do during the day?
Maybe carry railroad tracks.
Okay.
Done got that.
Did you witness anybody ever being killed? Prisoners?
Yeah. I witnessed Jewish people. After we left this camp now and got on the march, we run up one night on some Jewish people that was laying side of the road, and they'd fix their little potatoes and start cook them there and have a shot fired right straight through their head.
For about 4 miles.
For 4 miles. We'd go get one right here, and maybe across that road, this old rock road, about 5 or 10 feet up there, there'd be another laying up there. The heads, they always shot them right through the head. And some of them, at last, is still bleeding.
In the camp itself, with the people that were captured with you, you seen them die daily, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. We had to, well, I'd be talking about somebody at home. All we talked about is something to eat, see. That's all your mind run on, see. Some of them would say, I like rice and gravy, and they will forget that. One guy from up there said he loved rice and gravy. His mother's making for him. He talked about his mother and everything. Next morning, he'd be laying dead next door.
Did you ever see the Germans that was over you at this camp? Did you ever see them just shoot him by and kill him?
No, I never see that. Actually, see him right there where they shot him. I didn't see that. but I have seen them. They run off, you know, some of them run off, and they come back. The Germans would bring them back. There's 6 of them one time. Come back, and they're all dead. They'd lay them out there beside the barracks. We had big, long barracks, you see, and it lay them out there in the yard for 3 or 4 days. And then they had a wagon there that we was detailed to take these people off, see, and they'd take them off and bury them. And they use it alphabetical order, see, and mine's always W, see.
Yeah.
I never just have to do that. And
their purpose, I guess, for laying them out to show you all what would
Right.
happen if you run off.
right, did have them out there beside the barracks and let it be laying about 6 days there. And ask me a question.
Okay.
I'm going too far.
The more you say, the better it ought to be.
Were you allowed to contact your family during this time by like letter or phone or anything like that?
Oh no, I'd write letters, but they cut them out. See.
You never got them? She never got the letters?
Got a few, but they're censored, they're cut out. But
You
they
got
was,
some from the prison camp?
yeah, just
It's 1 or 2.
one or two.
They didn't let us write but just a few letters.
They was cut out, they was censored and cut out.
How long were you in the camp? How long were you a prisoner?
4 months and 5 days.
How were you freed? Like,
I was freed with 11th Armored Division. Freed me.
so they came and got you?
They came. We was in the barn. We'd marched all night. We got there about 12 o'clock. They gave us a boiled potato with skin on it to eat. And then the next morning they changed guards. Okay. And we was talking, something's going on. We didn't know what it was. So it was a great big barn, big cattle barn. And we got there about midnight that night. It just pouring the rain. And so next morning they sent the detail down to get our bread for breakfast, you know what I mean, for when we eat loaf of bread. And we looked out the barn and seen the American Army coming up that way, you know. And boy, I'll never will forget them feeling. You've seen that big white star on them tanks and coming up through that. Oh yeah. I can tell you this, that's the way it's happening, see. And some of the guys run out of the barn where we was at to meet them people down there, you know. Went down and met them. They was proud to see them. And these guards we had they just unbuckled the belt buckle and set it down there and done like that to us.
Surrendered it.
Yeah, surrendered right there on the floor, see. They was on their knees doing like that, but we just got them the night before, you know.
These people that come in to rescue you, they come in with guns and stuff.
Anchored armored tank.
Oh, okay, armored.
Armored tank. He rolled that tank all the way up that barn and just stopped that tank right there. And I was out there, me and some more guys, and he said, we didn't know what to do. He said, I'll tell you what you do. He said, you just show me one of these guys that he handled pretty rough talk, you know. He said, show me one of them guys that mistreated you. And one of the guys said, I know where there's one at. I'd like to get him. He said, he's going across the field right now, just flying, you know. One of the guards that's been mistreating us. So this guy took off after him and caught him. And I reckon he killed him. They say he killed him, but he got his belt. And I got that belt up there now. I did have it. I reckon it's still up there.
I don't remember seeing that. I'd like to see that.
Maybe, I don't know. Hey, tell them about them sitting and off naked, sitting out on a cold night in the field.
There's been...
Well, it's just, she's going to copy off the tape.
Well, let her ask me a question.
Okay.
Oh, she don't know, and you have to be reminded. Tell her about that.
And it's more he can talk about, the
Yeah,
better it is.
tell me whatever you can about it. I mean, if you don't...
Oh, you mean that's when I was first captured?
Yeah.
When they marched us out in the field, very big open field, and made us take one step backward. when we stepped one step backwards, see, we had to pull our Arctics off. I had got some new Arctics from the U.S. Army. And Arctics, overshoes, you know what they're
Little rubber boots,
yeah,
them plants.
yeah.
Sure.
And I had to take them off and leave them up there and take one step backward. So the Germans come by and got all them, collected them up, see. So Danny come by and took her gloves. I had a brand new pair of gloves. He took them out, give me gloves that had holes in their hands. The German guys did.
Left you out there in the cold.
Left us out there.
No clothes on.
When you went in there and was captured, did you have hope that you was going to get out of there?
Oh, yeah.
You knew you
Sure
were?
did. Had hope, but the day before we was captured, that night, at midnight, we come in there and all of us soaking wet and been walking all night in the rain. I give up. I give up hope. So I just told God, we'll never get out of here. And that was the next day they got us out.
Now, this is another thing I'll remind y'all. They herded you in boxcars, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't have no place to use the bathroom.
That was when you were first captured, they put you in boxcars and took you to this camp.
Use the bathroom.
I've heard about that before. I heard about they'd put them on the boxcars and they'd be on there for days at a time. How long were you in the box?
I was on there 7 days, the boxcar. And the American Army, American Air Force blowed the tracks after none of these boxcars that I was in. We had to stay there 7 days in them boxcars. Couldn't use the bathroom and nothing.
Oh, no water? Or would they give you anything to drink or anything?
No, see, a lot of them took diarrhea, and the Germans that said no water, no Wasser. They called it Wasser.
Yeah.
Said no Wasser. Wouldn't give us no water until we cleared up. See, and then they started giving us a little bit at a time.
Anything that
you took you out to the bathroom, they took you out to the field in front of women, did you?
Yeah, there we had in them boxcars. We prized the planks off inside the boxcar to use the bathroom to sit there, and they caught us at it. Boy, they had to stop. They stopped for one day in broad open daylight, and let us all use the bathroom. We went out there, a bunch of women talking to these guards and everything. They don't pay that more attention to that than nothing, no. You know that?
Apparently not.
They used to pull their face down or their head on and then use the bathroom outside.
You said you seen women there. What were the women doing? Were they in the service or were they beside the road? Why did you see women?
Well, there's women. She was going through a town. See?
Oh, okay.
We had to march through a town. See, we'd go from one town to another. And these little German soldiers, they had women there, see. So we
escaped one time, went up their house.
Yeah, we escaped one time. I told you about seeing them guys side of the road, one dead here, one dead up there, and one dead up there. So I didn't finish telling you that a while ago. We were marching along, and he stopped us all. And we had a Commander Führer, they called it there. He's commander, the German commander. And we had always had a guy with us that could talk German. And he was our interpreter. The interpreter, he had talked to this German guard, and he told him that Hitler had given orders to kill all PWs. That was after we seen these Jews on the side of the road, and said he seemed to be a good guy, so he'd give you the chance to leave if you wanted to leave. So a lot of them said, I'm not going to leave. I've got family back home to go to too. And I said, I've got a family back home too. And I said, they said, what are you going to do, Wilford? I said, I'm going. And we walked about from here to the highway again, and it comes to a mountain almost straight up. I told the guy that I smoked cigarettes then, see. I said we had a little bit of tobacco, that's all we had. We rolled our cigarettes. I said, well, I'm going. Anybody going with me? I said, yeah, I'm going to Wilford. 2 or 3 of them said, I'll go with you. And when it come dark, where they couldn't see us, we went around that big mountainside, this all, so I just shot up that mountainside, so I'm walking up through there, and these guys followed me. And some of them would say, I got kids at home I got to see someday. I said, well, that's the reason I'm going. I want to see them. He just now told us that we wasn't going to live. Said he's going to shoot us. I went up there. We went top the big high mountain. See? Of course, we had lost so much weight and everything, we couldn't get nowhere. So we went up that mountain, sat down there for a little while. And after it got good and dark and everything, we come back that mountain and went back to the road. And went opposite direction the way it's going, and walked into Germany, and we'd meet a guard and 2 or 3 guys, you know. After a while, we'd meet another guard and 2 or 3 more guys, and they got us. They said, "Get in line," and make us turn around and go back. And these different guards and everything, they was really good to us. They took us over on where they had some French captured, and he said, "Well, here's where we get some soup for you and everything." They come in and they had German women in there and everything. We stayed all night in this outside, you know. And he said, got German women in there, give us some soup to eat. Next day, you know, we stayed there 2 or 3 days. And they took us to a little house. I guess it's about a 10 by 10. They put about 50 of us in one room, I say. Well, the next day they just opened the door and let us go, and we wanted to go. Went all through the town and everything. And incidentally, while we were there in that town, they had brought 6 American prisoners there to be buried. Now, you want to know how were they buried?
How were they buried?
I went to that funeral up there, and what they done, they pulled them out on a little slab there, you know, one at a time, with their GI clothes and everything on. They'd had on since it's been captured. And so they had a priest there that would dip this flour in water and sprinkle them. And they had a great big deep grave dug, and they'd take them by the body down by itself. He'd hit the bottom, you know, and
no casket, no nothing, no box.
No.
By on top of each other,
Yeah.
one out after the other.
And you said that you had a tub, I thought you used the bathroom. I mean, your buddies got it in
Oh, that's when I was in it. That's where I left. That's where I left. Before I went on the march, that's when I was still at that door. They had a big wooden tub about that big around, and that's all we used for bathtub, you know. Them guys go out there. I mean, yeah. They'd fall over in that thing sometimes. They died like that.
Now, this time you tried to escape or started to. Are you saying you escaped from the box cars or from the prison camp?
No, we escaped from the march. See, quicker the U.S. would get towards us. Why, they would march us away from the
Okay.
You were on the Death March. Is that what they call the Death March? I read about those. They just march from and kill them.
Well, they never did call ours a Death March, but that's the way it was. And
They never heard it, it's going to keep that our way.
yeah, they said, didn't say what was going to kill us. They said Hitler had get up orders. Said, you see them people back there that you seen shot? You know, said, that's what's going to happen to you all. Said, this guy's told me that. He said, he's a good guy. He said, if you wanted to, you could leave if you wanted to. So we left. I didn't get far, though.
They got you, did.
Were you taken back to the camp after they caught you when you ran away from the march?
They hadn't got to the camp yet, had you?
No, never did get to it, see. They were just marchers way in the front line. We didn't have nowhere to go. We were just going to get away from the U.S. front lines, see.
So all this is before you got to the camp?
Yeah, see, never did get to the camp.
He got in the barn when he was free.
When I was freed, I was in that barn, see, at 11 o'clock
Oh,
at
okay.
12 o'clock at night. So, when they freed us, they put us on hike tracks, they call it, and rode us through town to the hospital.
Okay. How did you get home? where did, like...
Well, let him start now at when he was free, where he went from there, right to the
Okay, I went from there to the hospital, and I was in 7 different hospitals over there. And when we first got there, though, they put us in the hospital. And incidentally, you don't believe in dreams, but I dreamed of exactly the way I was liberated. I dreamed that I did have lice all over me, you know, and everything. I had never took a shower or nothing since we was in there. And so when they put us in that hospital, they took and made us strip all of our clothes off and take a shower, and took powders and started powdering, and head went all over her body, you know. That's powder herself, you know. They helped us.
That was to kill the lice.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody's going outside, you know, and in that town. In the meantime, and about 2 days after I was there, they announced on the radio that they had surrendered. The Germans had surrendered the U.S., you see. And everybody's getting their clothes and going out and looting, you know, all they could. So I thought I was in the bed in there, and the captain and the lieutenant come in looking at the prisoners, you know, and they seen me over there. Come on, what? Sonny, how'd you get in here? I said, walked in here. Oh, you didn't walk in here, did you? I said, yes, sir, I walked in here. He said, can you stand up now? And I said, yes, sir. He said, let's see if you can stand up. And I stood up, you know. He looked at that guy and said, what about that?
He took all kind of pictures of me.
Took pictures of me. I never did get pictures. I had a beard I hadn't shaved in 4 months. I had a big red beard like that, you know. And the guy asked me, said, would you go out here and let me take your picture? And I said, yeah. He took a picture, you know. I had a number across my chest. And they'd give us a number. It's like I was a prisoner in the United States, you know.
Lord, how I'd love to get some of them pictures.
I would too, but you wouldn't have known it. I had my hair had all grown out, you know, and big whiskers, you know.
I'm surprised when you got there with the license that they didn't shave you all over.
No,
Shave your hair in, but
the baby's 2 weeks.
just powder.
They didn't think any of us would get out of there,
So where'd you go after that? How'd you finally get home?
Well, I went from hospital to hospital. Went to Camp Lucky Strike. That was a place rest period for the.
I've heard of that.
That's Camp Lucky Strike, France.
That's the famous camp. I've heard of that. It's in all the books I've read.
Yeah. You ever read about Camp Lucky Strike?
Yeah.
That's where I went at there. It's where I stayed until they wanted to. It was also a hospital. We had to.
They paid you every 3 hours. The nurses did.
Yeah, well, when I first went in there, see, they put us. We had a great big mess hall in this hospital, and they went through there and said, "Now we've got separations. Some of you can't eat as much as you used to now. We've got plenty for you to eat, but you just got to eat so much." So they put one line here and one line there. They put them in this line over here, you know, and it was a little hospital on tent hospital.
What's the first thing? Do you remember what you first had to eat after you got back?
Oh yeah, they give us. I tell you what we first had to eat after we got back. There where the big barn was where I landed, you know, there's a big fine German home right next to it. See, they put us over. I said, "Fellas, build you a fire anywhere you want it, and cook you something to eat." Now we got plenty to eat. Got this GI stuff here and all. We had fires all over that place. Had a great big country stove, and we had fires all over that
And
place.
they just built it all over the house, didn't they?
Yeah, and said, "This is your baby now. You work for it." Said, "Cook everything you want." They'd give us CGI things and everything.
I bet you 2 weeks too much. What?
We couldn't do much. He said, now he'd tell us, captain, lieutenants, and all that. They're just like us then.
They said they just hugged you, didn't they?
Yeah.
And them covered in life.
Who took you home?
Let's see if I can study that up now. Tell you
Oh,
that.
Chip, did you come back on?
Oh, from that hospital, we had to get on the plane. That was in France. And we flew from France to Germany. And they had a whole bunch of them together, but naturally they shipped some of them over here and some of them over there in this hospital and that hospital. So when I got on the plane, wow, I never will forget it. When we first went in, a big, filthy-looking guy with us, you know, and he said, talking now, any of you ever get plane sick, you know? And that guy said, I wouldn't get plane sick. Well, that's crazy. And I didn't say nothing. I never would say much, no how. I didn't talk. And so they put us all on that plane, C-47. That guy was the first one to get sick. They had a what do you call it, a stewardess. And they went flying through the air, you know, on that wonder. The plane just float. First time I ever rode a plane, you know. They said he got sick and had to take him to buckets, you know, the vomit and everything. And I never did get sick. And this stewardess said one time, said, I'm going to ask you all a question. Said, is there a POW on this plane? And I was the only one on that plane with a POW.
Is that right?
Yeah, I said, I'll tell you what we got. We got some good news for you. I said, what's that? I want to hear it. Said, you're going to get a 60-day furlough as soon as you got on.
What's that?
Get to come home.
Get to come home and stay 60 days. See, we're still in the Army.
And you already seen him when he come up in the taxi cab. He was great big fat pelt. They took him long enough to blow him up with food. I mean, as far as he was, when he got back, he's just a big old fat fella.
So from the plane to where? New York, or where did you land?
Wait a minute, let me study that now. That plane, we landed in, let's see now. No. Let me study this now. That's 50 years ago.
Yeah.
50 years ago.
I might not even remember that.
Yeah, if I can bring it back in my head.
About 55 years ago. But you just had my
I was 2 years old when he came home, or
Yeah.
7 months.
No, 7 months when he left.
Oh, okay. It'd be 53 years ago. 50.
That's it. Went out of Fort Lee, Maryland. That's when I was going across. I went out on Fort Lee, Maryland, and we stayed there a while. Took a little more training, so that's before we went overseas. You're interested in that other, though, wasn't you?
Well, I got a letter saying he's being returned to the state. I got it one day. Next day, he called me from wherever he's at,
Bus on the
and he was at home.
And you're not.
He was at home.
Yeah, that brought me back to Camp Landing, Florida, where I took my training.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So you come in that way. I was thinking up north, so you come in south, didn't you?
yeah, when I got down there, let me see if
How long did you stay down?
I'm getting my tail straight now. I forgot where I went when I was in there. I went from that one. Anyway, I come from Camp Landing, Florida, home. That's where I took training. When I get home, I got 60 days to stay. Okay?
You had to go back, didn't you?
Well, and I had to go back in 60 days. I went to another part of Florida. I went to Miami Beach, Florida. And they give me a big, fine hotel there, and all my food's furnished and everything for, how long was it?
I forgot,
I
but
believe it's about
they
7 or 8
had to
days.
parade in front of all them people.
Oh yeah, now that's when I went back to Camp Landing, Florida.
Yeah.
I was there, you know, we'd have to go down, go through there and get anything we wanted to eat, you know. And I had a maid to take care of her bed, the black lady, you know, took care of her bed and kept her rooms up, you know, and everything. Everything was, we didn't have to do nothing.
They ought to let Mama come down there with you, shouldn't they?
She wouldn't have went. I could have got her there, she wouldn't have went.
I had 2 kids.
She never did want to go nowhere with me.
Oh, I already got rid of her a long time ago, no.
Yeah, I think,
You never said
I
nothing
believe
about
all,
you
she
coming
did
down.
tell me one time that, she married me for just, give her a place to stay, and everything.
Oh, you
So, didn't you tell me that?
No.
Yeah.
And another thing, you never did tell me I could come down to Florida.
They're gonna get the fight right here.
Yes, I did that long ago, no.
Papa, this is the last question for you.
Yeah, I told him I married him for his money, but he didn't tell
Well,
me
you
that
and Bill both got messed up early.
Just had 4 kids after he got
What's that
one
last
was born.
I'm gonna ask you one last question and ask Mama one. Now that it's all over, looking back, what would you say was the worst part of the whole war that you...
Fighting or the prison camp or...
The prison camp, that's the worst part.
Worst? Okay, Mama.
Oh, we had some really bad fighting that in there when we was captured. Though. See, I was assistant gunner to the 81 millimeter motor, and I had to drop the shells in there, kill them.
He married his buddies. And he married all your buddies, didn't you?
Yeah,
All but that one is
I come out of them. I they stuff in there that y'all wouldn't believe if I tell you that happened. So we had a big old, when we was captured, they put us in a big old wire fence, and the Germans and the Americans got in a fight with the planes right over our head, shooting at each other. Had machine guns on the planes, you know. Here come American, there come a German, they'd shoot it.
Right over your right over your camp.
Yeah, it wasn't no camp, this wire.
Oh.
And they had guards there to guard us. And we had to lay down and hit the ground. We had a ditch that we laid in, you know. And one of them coming right straight towards that big old 50 caliber machine gun. He said, "We better move, fellas." He was coming straight at us. And I got up and jumped to that from here at that stove and laid down another. And the guy right behind me fell in the place I was at. He shot him right through the nose, right there, come across there. And I seen him. They had him laying on the stretcher, and he said, "Well, I'll get the Purple Heart now, won't I?" That's the last word I heard him say.
When did you receive your Purple Heart? Down there in Florida or back here?
Yeah, Florida. I had to stand in line to get it.
You had to pray that now, son. That's when you said you went back to no other medal. What was it? Bronze?
Oh, they wanted to give me a cluster, you know.
Cluster. You said, no, you're going to stand in line for that.
But if I know what it is, each one of them you got so many points for Purple Heart and everything. You get enough points, they send you home, you see. So I'll come home on a point system. I forget now how many points I had to have. It's been 50 years ago. But I come home on a point system. And I had the Purple Heart. And,
So you actually got the cluster, but you didn't go receive it, did you?
No.
Okay, Mama, was there ever a time that you thought that he wasn't going to come home? That he wasn't coming back?
No. I said he was coming back.
How'd
Thought
you
you
know?
said
I just know. And his mother, she just went berserk when we got that telegram that he's missing in action. She said he's dead. He's dead. They killed him. And I just called her before she jumped off the porch. I said, no, he's not dead. He's coming back to mend the baby. Never did say he's going to die.
Well, Paris said I was coming back too, didn't it?
Yeah, Paris did too.
What?
And Christmas Eve, over the church, they were singing, let's see, what was it? Silent Night, Holy Night. And that was 18th, right after 18th of December, around that time he was captured. And some picture just come up in front of me, him behind barbed wire. I said, he's not dead, he's alive. Me and Paris said, no, he's not dead, he's coming home.
We just sort of had a vision of what was happening.
Right in church.
What happened to the light like you went out over?
Yeah, the candle was.
Oh, yeah, the candle was lit.
But it didn't go out.
No, they had candles lit for it, but it didn't go out. I said, he's not going to die, he's coming home. I never did give up that he was going to die.
Okay, Papa, I'm going to add one to yours. Were you ever did you ever go through a time where you just, you know, thought that you were never going to get to come home again?
Yeah, like I tell you that.
You forgot your family and all, didn't you? Got your husband. You forgot he said he had a family.
Yeah, I didn't think I was coming home, see, at all. But right in that barn where they liberated us, you know, I didn't think I was ever going to come home that night. I said, we've been through too much. We won't go home. My friends, I get up one morning, and I had a guy with me named Smith. He lived in Iowa. See?
His mother come to visit us.
And we had, they separated us all the time. I just run around there. Didn't have nobody, different crew and everything. And he walked up and he said, have you got a partner? And I said, no, I haven't. He said, let's team up together. And I said, okay. And me and Smith teamed up together then, you know. And I had to see him die.
That was Minnie Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
Son. I'm coming here.
Smitty, that's what you call him.
Yeah, call him Smitty.
He said he'd try to hide some of his bread to eat the next day, and they steal it from him, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he starved today.
Is that guy in the picture you showed me that time?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Smitty starved today, that's how he died.
Yeah.
Okay.
He died on the other side of a bank like it was all there watching watching Dresden be bombed, you know. The U.S. was bombing the next state over, which seemed. I was in there in that prison camp. I'd see many of a U.S. soldier get shot down in the plane, you know. Watching him get shot down, that was real. I mean, it wasn't no movie or nothing. We'd stand out there with the guards, you see. They wouldn't let us do nothing. But they had machine guns shoot them planes down.
The movies you see about that war, are they true to life at all?
Yeah.
Look real well. I'm gonna ask the question. You're talking about the women you seen there in Germany.
They used to give him bread, didn't they?
Yeah.
When we think of women like those that's in the building there, we kind of think of prostitutes and things like that. And then you said, did you see women all dressed up like that, or did you see really poor women?
They were just poor women. Had on regular. Well, in fact, one of them one time when I was there in that. Right before we was captured, I seen one there. No, I was captured. Seen one there that she kind of heavy-set woman, and she talked to me about the Germans. Said, we got a good Commander Fear. And I wouldn't say nothing. I seen the way she felt, you know. She liked Hitler. If they'll come up there and they say, "Well, Hitler," like that.
She called him the Fury.
Yeah, the Fury.
Every time the motorcycle come down our road, that's where we live. Well, we knowed it was stopping somebody's house. And when they got close to my house, oh, it just did me.
Oh, Lord,
and all they would do to you, they would just send you a telegram going. They wouldn't try to talk to you because everybody's crying and everything. And they just give you a telegram going.
I bet this was an awful time in your life.
Oh, Lord, yes. Sure was.
Well, I didn't think, I studied a lot of times about how I would do if I get over and guns shooting at me and everything. And I thought I'd be scared to death and everything. But I wasn't a bit.
It's hard and hard, don't you?
They give us shots and everything. I reckon that's what done it. But I was glad to get back home.
Now, you think all the trauma you went through and everything, I bet that you didn't come home, though, to a easy sleeping month, though, did you? I bet you had a lot of nightmares.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And he wouldn't let us sleep. He wouldn't let us. One time we went out on the bank. We all went on the picnic. And we told our ranch stand, you know, well, you got to eat them, he said. And he wouldn't let me feed chickens for nothing. He said, no, if I'd have had a piece of bread for my buddies, they wouldn't be dead.
I bet you had an awful time of that.
Yeah. And he couldn't stand to see nothing.
Like I say, ain't nobody would believe that stuff, you know. There's so much happened to us, you just wouldn't believe it.
Oh, and he'd start fighting through the night. And you, the baby, and I'd grab you and hold you. You'd take his fist and get like that.
I was in the hospital, and this nurse come up first. She had to come up at midnight and give me a shot, you know. They had our nurses in the hospital, even though it was tense, It's intense.
Yeah.
The nurse would come up and give me a shot every night to see. And she got so she said, well, I gotta go up here and take the beating and everything. And I hit her one time with, come around like that and hit her right in the jaw with my fist. She was trying to give me a shot in me asleep, you know. She said I'd go up here and take my beating again. They're the nicest nurses you ever seen, though. They treated us really nice when we got out of the hospital.
Have any idea at all how many years it took for you to get over to where you could have a good night's rest and no nightmares?
Years.
It just build up, you know.
Years, took years. I mean, I'd grab Linda and miss, grab her and miss them dodgings when you go back through that.
Linda didn't want me when I come back.
No, see, she was this little one. And then when he come back, well, she said months old anyway. And when she come back, well, she thought Virgil was her dad. She wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Now, Oscar knowed him to ask him who. I said, who is that? He said, that's my daddy. But Linda wouldn't have nothing to do with it because she's his baby, wouldn't they?
Who's Virgil?
That's Murray's husband. He would bring us groceries
They're still
and
running.
everything like that. And so she thought Virgil was her dad. She didn't want him. But she finally got used to him.
Hey,
You know, this other man that was out there the other day, he got a pension, $700 or something a month. And he was in
a
prison.
5 year.
Yeah, he was in a 5
in the
year.
prison camp fund?
No, he
Yeah,
was
we go
in
to
captured.
This guy that was over here the other day, you can believe this or not,
You Clifford?
Yeah.
he was in the 3rd Army and I was in the 1st Army. And see, the Germans run over that town of Luxembourg where I was at, and I left my duffel bag there. And he was in the 3rd Army, he come over and took it over again, Patton's Army. And he found my duffel bag with a different, with my serial number and everything on it. I mean, that's so they told me. I reckon it did.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was asking where I was at, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say about you being a war hero to us, you are, that's for sure.
Well, everybody went over with
If you
the
had
hero.
it to do over, and you were back at that time in 1942, wasn't it, or 43?
Since you were 7 months old.
42.
44.
Would you run and hide when they come to get you?
No,
Or
I
would
don't
you
know
go
hide.
again?
I
No.
wouldn't hide, because that's
Back in them days, a man was a man. He stood up
I
for
ain't never
his
seen a
country.
time I've done hide to keep from defending the country.
And
You do it again today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All them men back there was, they were men, and they would not hide, they'd go stand.
There ain't old man like that now here, though, are there?
Nope, we ain't got
Not
them.
Not any.
And they don't appreciate what you men went through.
You went through probably as much as any man ever has, and there you're sitting and saying that you'd do it again for you.
Yeah.
Now, I tell you what now, I like my country and everything, but now, the people that worked in Japan, I mean, them Japanese treated them a lot worse than us, from what I understand.
Yeah, that was the next war, wasn't it, Pearl Harbor?
Yes, but now they come out in the paper that the Japanese cut our boys' hands and toes off and boil them and eat them.
That's old Jim. Old Jim and all.
That was their salsa.
Yeah, they took Hitler and them, took the soldier boys.
They send
and
that back now.
No, they took the soldier boys' skins, especially the Jews, and made light shapes out of them.
That was going to be my next question, if you all had heard about that, because Dad was telling me today that's how arrogant they were, that they would take human skin and make their stuff
They
like they were
were.
animals.
They eat them, the Japanese eat them both.
Yeah, by that time, by the time the Japanese war, you were already home, weren't you?
Yeah, after see the Japanese,
They're the ones that bombed Pearl Harbor.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was still fighting when I was liberated, see, and they come, I tell you what, I was in my front yard on Berlin Avenue
when they
surrendered, the Japanese
when they
surrendered.
surrendered. Louis and Cassie and all of them.
Well, I seen that like it was just an old lady that lived out from us there, you know. She come running over there,
Mr. McLean.
yeah, and she fell, you know. You
That
said
was
that.
Miss Wright, I believe.
That's right.
An old lady, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, back in them days, the country come first, and the world was first too. So, you children are going up in the world where there are no more theft. And the main thing about the whole thing, we left the Lord out. He was taking care of the men back in.
Well, I figured when I was back
on God now.
in, I asked the Lord while I was on the battlefield. I said, Lord, if you ever get me out of this, I'll always live for you. And I always felt bad when I come back here. I wouldn't want to church. I never did. Think it's good.
No, you enjoy church as bad as to take it from me to say you're not old. It's as bad as to get. Yeah, I remember back to church. But you know, obviously say that you just didn't go. Yeah, the Lord did a heavy mold on.
Well, that Papa wants to hear a little bit of that back. Say some of that for me.
I will in a minute. You were saying that, you know, we had left the Lord out. That's true, because like that last part right now where y'all were talking about that, I won't even be allowed to use that. I'm not allowed to have anything like that.
No, you won't never be, because
School, will you?
they took it out of school.
I have to cut out
And
the
that's the
part
reason we're having
That's the reason we're having the trouble we're having right now.
young people killing and everything. They don't, the Bible says for the people don't have no vision, they perish. If they don't have no belief in God, they're going to perish.
But now, say if he had went into the service, you had them two babies at home, found out right after they got him that you was pregnant again with his baby. You
No.
went ahead and had abortion because you couldn't took care of that baby, could you?
Well, she wouldn't have had no abortion.
Would you have had abortion?
No. That was murder back in them days, and it's murder in these days. Anybody that killed a baby, they was a murderer, and I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw a bulb with the tape. So you
I knew that's the way you felt about it. I just wanted to
And another
say
thing, the people that voted for the man that was for abortion, I feel that way about them because they're murderers too. That's just about it.
Now, okay,
Yep.
Now anybody that would kill a little child, well the Bible says they spilled innocent blood. When you kill a baby, you're a murderer. I don't care what color you put on it.
there's a lot more to it than that, but I can't think of it all
Tape
tonight.
someday when you take an ocean, you won't have abortion. You turn that on, listen to what your bell's got.
I will never have an abortion.